Hi, it's Nicole McGurk with this week's From Start to Finish video brought to you by 2peasinabucket.com. This week's layout features using a Hero Arts die cut with one of their coordinating stamps. What I'm doing here is I'm just going to use my papers to create the base of my layout. And I trimmed the black cardstock to an 11-inch square and the pink My Mind's Eye paper just about 1/4 of an inch smaller, so it has a nice mat there with a craft cardstock base. Then I'm using some 6x6 sheets of paper from a My Mind's Eye, or a couple of My Mind's Eye rather, paper pads that coordinate. Some is from the Lime Twist and some is from the Stella Rose. And then the paper in the background is from Fine and Dandy. I think that's the name of it. I like that they all work together because you can see there this little pink stripe is also from like the Fine and Dandy collection. So all different papers, but they all kind of have that distressed look a little bit, so they all coordinate really nicely together. So I've used the border sticker. I've just cut it to 10 inches tall. Now I'm going to show you at the Hero Arts website where they have their digital die cuts. So over there on the left of the screen at the bottom, I'm just clicking on the die cuts and I'm going to go, and you can see here's a whole bunch of die cut designs that coordinate with some of their stamps that are available in the 2Ps store. So you can download designs here from Hero Arts and cut them out with your Silhouette or other digital die cutting machine and then stamp on them, and they are perfectly sized for your stamps. There is no resizing necessary at all, and I just love that. So you would then, for the Silhouette, I'm showing that you would just upload it into your software, and then I typed Hero in the search box and I picked this Hero design that I purchased from the store that coordinates with the stamp I'm going to use. So absolutely no resizing necessary, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. And I just cut mine from some smooth white cardstock because I wanted a really crisp, clean stamped impression. You could also stamp it over a pattern paper that you've die cut or anything like that. So there is my perfectly cut out little die cut there. And I'm using the Stamp-A-Majig just because I'm using a cling stamp and I can't see through it. That way I can perfectly align my stamped image, and I'm inking it up with some gray ink. This is a basic gray ink from Stampin' Up, and there you can see the stamped design. So no cutting out a real intricate shape or anything like that. I absolutely love that it gives you such a nice look, especially a nice layered look, without that additional time and work of hand cutting out a stamped design. I am going to use a little piece of vellum here just to kind of mute the background just a little bit on the left side of the page. Plus it's going to serve as a mat for my pattern paper just to kind of help it pop off the background a little bit. I didn't want to completely cover up that really pretty pink polka dot paper, but at the same time, I felt like my ledger piece and the other pink paper that I'm going to use is really, it didn't stand out enough, and the vellum just kind of helps that pop off just a little bit. So I'm just going to lay out a few more pieces here, see how big I need my pink piece of paper to be to fit there at the top. Tuck that underneath my photo border or photo collage. And it's kind of coming together. You can see what I'm working at. I thought I might add a border sticker, but I changed my mind. These stamps are from Hampton Art, and what I like is that they're a lot like the Ali Edwards stamps that I like to use a lot. They're nice words and phrases in a very easy to use font that you can use lots of different ways, and they're perfect for titles and journaling and things like that. I punched out some hearts from a scallop punch from Fiskars that I've had for a while. It's the smaller size scallop heart. And then I stamped this day using a lighter ink and then the subtitle using a pink ink. And what I decided here is that the lighter ink that I used, I need to change. I wanted to make this ledger piece more of a journaling type page, and I thought it would be fun to add a flourish stamp. So I'm using this large flourish stamp from Hero Arts, and I wanted to use that lighter color ink for it. So I'm going to stamp that really quick, and without having to redo this whole sheet, all I'm going to do is take my title, ink it up with the dark basic gray ink, and stamp right over that first stamped impression. I love that with clear stamps it's easy to do that. And then I'm going to kind of stagger my little punched pieces there, and I printed my journaling on my ledger piece, and you can see how that flourish in the background really dresses it up. You can customize and create all kinds of your own journaling pages and anything else, backgrounds and designs. I did lift up my photo collage in that little skinny strip of paper because I really felt like the strip would look nicer over that white edge of my photo collage. So I went ahead and did that. And then I'm just kind of laying out some embellishments, some buttons and brads and things. I'm working on the finishing pieces of the design. I'm going to tuck in a sticker here from my mind's eye. Get that lined up just how I want it. And then I went ahead and grabbed, trying to decide on another sticker to put there. Wait just a second on that. I did add a little strip of pattern paper underneath my little stamped die cut there at the top. I felt like it needed just another little pop of color. So I'll go ahead and adhere that. That paper has a nice little, almost like a lace design, so it gives a nice layered look. And then I'm just grabbed a little bit of cream, I think this might even be called fine linen color ribbon, and I'm just going to tuck one edge underneath the photo collage and fold the other edge over and secure that with a brad. Just to add another layer, simple layer there, and a fun touch. Use my paper piercing tool to make a little hole there, and the brad I'm using is from Stampin' Up. It's kind of more of a vintage looking brad, I guess I would say. Then I use my tiny attacher to secure that thin strip of paper on the right side of the page. I'm going to go ahead and add a brad to one of the punched hearts in the journaling. And then I will go ahead and add buttons for the other two. I'm going to add another sticker, and I felt like it really needed a little bit of dimension, and so one thing I like to do is just add some foam adhesive to stickers like this and adhere them to my project. Now I use quite a bit of foam adhesive, you can see there. One of the reasons I do that on my layouts and I don't do that, I use it a little bit more sparingly on cards, is that for my layouts, I want them to last. I don't want them to like fall in the center of the popped up piece in my album. I want them to stay popped up. So I make sure I use plenty of foam adhesive just so that I have a lasting dimensional. I'm adding a few more stickers. I thought I might use this one and I changed my mind. Up at the top, I'm going to use it here instead. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add some foam adhesive to this as well. And you can see I'm using quite a bit, but I want it to make sure and stay popped up. I don't want it to fall. Then I'm just punching some teeny tiny hearts, and I'm going to adhere those to the actual photo collage. One thing I like to do when I'm doing a photo collage like this is it can look pretty sparse compared to the rest of the layout, especially on this design where the left side is so embellishment heavy. And so I like to kind of integrate some of those embellishments into the photo collage if possible. It doesn't have to be a lot. Here I used a sticker and some small punched hearts, and it really helps make the layout more cohesive. Keeps all the color moving across the page. I'm using the a Date with Allie stamp set to add my date to one of these My Mind's Eye label stickers, and then I'm going to adhere it there at the top of my photo collage. Here's some close-up looks at all of the pieces on this layout. For more information on the creation of this layout, plus the supplies used to create it, please visit twopeasinabucket.com on July 20th, 2011. Thanks for watching.